Londoners are cancelling their Christmas plans as the capital entered a new Tier 4 level of restrictions today. For everyone living in the capital and many surrounding counties, including Buckinghamshire and most of Essex and Surrey, all Christmas household mixing is cancelled. All non-essential retail is closed, as well as gyms and cinemas. Travelling into or out of Tier 4 is banned, but there are still exemptions for childcare and support bubbles. Well, with the deadline of midnight last night, stations were full of people trying to get home for the holidays. And Geary has the latest.
Europe's busiest shopping street almost empty this morning following the announcement that London enter a strict new lockdown. A stark contrast to this chaos last night as people scrambled to flee the capital before Tier 4 restrictions came into force. The Mayor had this message for Londoners still considering travel.
By you leaving London and going to visit elderly relations, it could be parents or grandparents or in-laws, you could be passing the virus on at a time when we know the vaccine's being rolled out. How would you feel if you passed the virus on to a loved one where they could receive the vaccine, have a long and fruitful life, and they don't?
There are the same number of patients in London hospitals receiving COVID care now as there were at the peak in spring. As the NHS battles to cope with the pandemic's second wave, doctors are urging Londoners to stick to the rules this Christmas.
We have to remember it's one day and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We have the vaccine now. Our aim is just to vaccinate as many people as possible, and we're so close to that end point. So even though it feels like this overwhelming, sense of doom, honestly, it's about getting past that and seeing the bigger picture.
Meanwhile, that sense of keeping calm and carrying on was certainly the mood at the West Reservoir Lido this afternoon. Outdoor facilities like this can stay open in Tier 4. But whilst the owner welcomes this, he fears for the future of indoor leisure centres, which will stay shut.
This shows really that it's not about people coming out and coming together, it's about making sure the social distancing, making sure people feel safe, making sure you've got the right regime. We believe we can create that indoors as well.
One business indoors that is staying open regardless of restrictions is food banks. At this centre in Hackney, workers are packing tirelessly to make sure no one goes hungry, with increasing numbers of people out of work.
In 2018, we distributed food to 5,300 people. In 2020, that figure is just about now up to 18,000, and we will go over 18,000 for 2020.
Food bank organisers are appealing to Londoners to donate this year if they can. They say whilst Christmas might look bleak for all of us this year, you could still brighten the day of others less fortunate. Geary, ITV News.